The first Demeo is one of my favorite VR games. This tabletop card-based RPG first launched in spring of 2021, and Resolution Games has done an amazing job releasing a steady stream of updates. To date, they've added 4 new books to the game, which amounted to 12 new levels, 3 more playable characters, new mechanics, a flat screen version for Steam, and most recently mixed reality with co-location and hand tracking. Today we're talking about Demeo's new game, Demeo Battles. Fans have been asking for a PvP mode in Demeo since the first release, and now it's available as a separate game on Meta Quest, SteamVR, and a flat screen companion on Steam with full crossplay between all versions. Resolution also plans to release Battles on PlayStation 5 and PSVR 2 at a later date. In Demeo Battles, 2 teams of 2 heroes each, along with a select group of monsters, square off in turn-based arena combat. The object is to eliminate both heroes on the other team. The game can be played with 1 to 4 players, and if you want to play by yourself, you can use bots to fill in the other spots. You're given 1,500 gold coins to purchase from a randomized selection of cards and monsters of varying costs. Like the standard game, there are treasure chests scattered around to get extra cards and 1 fountain to refill the health of the team who gets to it first. Each character gets 2 moves per turn, whether that be simply moving to another place on the board, melee attacking an enemy, or applying a card. After all 4 heroes go, the game moves all of the monsters automatically. This repeats until 1 team of heroes is eliminated. Every 2 full rounds, every hero still alive gets a new card if they have space in their hand, and each hero starts with 1 health potion per battle. If a hero goes down and their teammate cannot revive them by landing on top of them, the health potion is used to revive the hero automatically to fight another day. At this point, unless there's a special card to heal that hero, a second knockdown spells death. There's also an element new to battles called the burn. Anyone who has ever played a battle royale like Call of Duty or Fortnite will understand this concept. It's a ring of lava that starts at the perimeter of the arena and slowly moves in, shrinking to safe places and forcing all characters into the center for quicker combat. If you're caught in the burn for a round, you lose 4 health points, which can quickly spell certain doom. One of the biggest complaints about standard Demeo is how long the game takes. In battles, this is not an issue. Mechanics like the burn, limiting each hero to 1 healing potion per battle, and time limits on everything like selecting heroes, cards, and monsters, and completing your 2 actions per turn ensure these matches go quickly. The longest I spent in a single battles match is just 20 minutes. Usually I'm done in less than 10 minutes. In standard Demeo, each book contains 3 levels. I spent upwards of 6 hours playing an entire book from start to finish, so that's a big win for battles. On top of the standard PvP mode, Resolution has also included 40 single player missions with specific heroes, cards, arenas, and monsters all set to a certain theme. 1 level might have you face off against giant slimes and 2 bars hurling vortexes at you over and over again. Another gave me an army of spiders against 2 AI heroes and their army of rats. These are great for forcing you out of your comfort zone because you can't pick your heroes of choice for these and your card options are limited. You also earn experience points that allow you to buy new heroes, new arenas, and new cosmetics. You only start the game with 3 heroes, Aelin the Archer, Sigrun the Paladin, and Zedekar the Sorcerer. So if you prefer playing with any of the other 4 characters from the first game, you will need to save up XP to buy them from the in-game shop. Overall, you will absolutely have an advantage in battles if you're familiar with the first game. To that effect, Resolution made sure to include the tutorial from Demeo Standard alongside one specifically for battles. With all that considered, Demeo in general has a learning curve that will take multiple rounds to get the hang of. That does make this hard for me to gauge if Battles is an easier game to learn than the standard game, because I was already familiar coming into this. If you pick up Battles if you never played the first game, I'd love to hear about your experience down in the comments. Visually, Demeo is already a great looking game and Battles carries that torch. The heroes and monsters are all distinct in detail, the board looks great, and all of the animations are creative and fun. Most people are going to ask why this had to be a separate game, and I think there are a few reasons for this. First, even though it's built on the same engine as the first game, Battles plays completely differently. The arenas are all different, your card acquisition process is different, some cards and attacks have been changed and rebalanced to work better in the PvP system, the element of the burn. There's so many new mechanics and systems here that Battles absolutely feels and plays like its own game as opposed to a mode in a standard game. The second reason is cost. The first game right now goes for $40, so if players are just interested in the PvP aspect of the game, that's a steep ask for a multiplayer VR game. Most multiplayer VR games don't go over $30, with most of them being $20 or less. Lastly, because Battles is using the same cards, attacks, monsters, and heroes, I can't imagine the logistical nightmare of maintaining and troubleshooting 2 completely different sets of rules within the same game. Imagine balancing the card for Battles, but that balancing ends up breaking the same card in the standard game. It makes way more sense to keep them separate. I did encounter a couple of weird bugs while reviewing the game. Sometimes the selection screen would spawn inside the game board, and when using hand tracking, my character would get stuck in my hand. Absolutely nothing game breaking, and I'm sure Resolution would have them patched in short order. Already submitted a list of bugs that I encountered to them. As for negatives, they're pretty small. The first is the AI of the heroes. There are what I like to call distraction cards in Demeo: lures, beacons, healing wards, and summon creatures. Now the monsters typically will attack these, which is the point of putting them out there in the first place, but the monsters for the most part are meant to be stupid. The problem is the heroes do this too. I didn't notice much of a behavioral difference between the AI heroes and the AI monsters. I hope this gets changed, because once you understand that your AI opponents will always attack your distractions, the single player missions and the AI matches become very easy, and that takes some of the fun away. Ultimately though, that's a minor quibble, because like the first Demeo game, this is best experienced with friends. You can also play online with random other players. I didn't get a chance to do this because I did have early access, but I will be jumping into some matches this weekend. My second quibble is how long it takes to earn XP, but I understand this is a balancing thing that I'm sure will get tweaked as they get more and more player data. Having a limited number of playable heroes and arenas at the start of the game is fine, but like I said, I've played quite a bit of this, and to date I've only unlocked one new character, Kai the Assassin. So would I personally recommend Demeo Battles? Absolutely. I am not someone who particularly loves first-person shooters, and I'm tired of blowing away zombies, so I appreciate getting a different type of multiplayer experience in VR. There's enough different here from the first game to make it interesting, and the quick turnaround on matches does help to keep things fresh. Resolution Games is a top-tier VR developer, and I expect Battles to see a steady stream of updates in the coming months. I hope this review was helpful for you. If it was, let me know by tapping like and subscribe for more VR content. If you like my review of another recent multiplayer game, Glassburger's Champions of Moss, click the video on the screen right now, and as always, thank you for watching.